Okay, so we've got our very simple grid right here. I have the need to refactor. I want to refactor some stuff. So like for instance, like this on module load, this is like the main. My main is starting to get kind of big, and I know there's a lot more stuff I want to do here. So I want to put all this stuff off into a class. So actually, so instead of this, I'm just going to say the following. I'm going to make a class. Let's call it Game of Life UI. Let's create that class. Create class. Put it in the client. Definitely a client class. Definitely a client class. Thank you, Rain Man. Okay. And then new Game of Life UI. And then all this code right here going to go into that UI class, and we'll add the UI to the root panel. Yep. Instead, and public Game of Life UI. Yep, do all the importing. Okay. And okay, let's quick reload this. See that it still, oh, it failed to connect. What happened here? Oh, what did I do? Okay, so I did something and it didn't like it. Entry point is complaining. Cannot resolve. Oh, that is a good point. Okay, so I created a Game of Life UI, and it's saying, okay, but I tried to add the Game of Life UI to a root panel, and a root panel.add takes a widget. Oh, someone joined the. Actually, do we even need the? We probably don't even need the this thing. Bye, David. I like how they call it oomph, whatever that is. I forget what it's called. Anyway, right, because it's telling me that okay, I need to add a widget of some sort, and Game of Life UI is not a widget of some sort. That is true. So here's what I'm going to do. I don't think I talked about this in the lecture, but there's something called a composite. Composite in import class in GWT. A composite is, well, let's see if we can find the API docs for it. Composite. Oh, a composite is a widget that basically wraps another widget. And so the whole idea, okay, so you've got this hierarchy of widgets. And my Game of Life class here, my Game of Life UI class is a widget, but it contains other widgets. So I could have it be like a panel or something like that. But because it if I had it extend another widget, it would have all the same behavior as that widget, and I don't really want that. I just want to say, hey, listen, there's sort of like a generic thing. So instead, I use something called a composite, and a composite then wraps some other widget. And so right now, I'm just going to have what do I say? Set widget. How does that work? Right here is basically a composite. And then, oh yeah, init widget. That's what it is. So init widget basically says, hey, initialize my composite widget with some other widget, which it basically tells it, here's like the one child that it has. Right now I'm going to make that my grid. See if that works better.
So what happens when you add buttons and stuff, though?
We're going to see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to have to change a little bit when you add buttons. Okay, good. That seems to work. Okay, so I will commit that. What did I change? Yeah, okay, so refactored. Okay. So refactored grid code into its own class, because a whole bunch of stuff is going to be added. Is there a command return, enter return, control return? There, control return does it. Okay, good. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Right. As you were saying, buttons. So I think the way I want this to work is I want the buttons to be up top and I want the grid to be in the middle. So now I need to start looking at various containers. And so you guys remember what containers were? Those were widgets that contain other widgets. I'm going to go to my my trusty friend, the the doc panel. So doc panel is a actually I could use a doc panel, or I could just probably use a horizontal panel. Horizontal panel. Oh, sorry, vertical panel. How did I get that messed up? Vertical panel. Single vertical column. Actually, I really want to use the deck panel because I like the idea of having some stuff in the north and then a center that will expand because I want the grid in the center and I want the buttons in the north. So okay, what am I going to do here? I'm going to create a doc panel, and I'm going to call it doc, whatever, equals new doc panel. And let's see here, I have my grid. Actually, I'll add this last, I guess. Create the grid. And I want to add the add widget, and it'll be the grid. And I want that to be in the, let's see here, doc layout constants. Nope. North. Oh, is that what it is? Doc panel. Oh yeah, north. Nice. Oh, actually, I want that one. I want that one in the center. Okay. So now I've got that. Let's just make sure everything reloads. Okay, it looks exactly the same. Which kind of surprises. Well, maybe it's smart enough to figure out that it doesn't need it. Okay. Okay, but in the north, I want doc.
Yeah, you're still only returning that.
Oh, yeah. Right. I need to knit the widget now with the doc. Good call. Table body. Yeah. So now there's a single table row that has the table inside it. This will be much more interesting when we add the other thing. So now let's see here. The other thing I want to add is I want to have a row of buttons. I'm going to add that in the north. Oh, that's that smart. Okay, so now I want to have buttons. I want my buttons sort of laid out left to right. Actually, it's buttons and it's some labels there too. So let's look at my containers that I've got. And how about a horizontal panel? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so horizontal panel, HP equals new horizontal panel, HP.add, I'll have a label, oops, label that says rows, HP.add, new text field, oops, nope, what's it called, text box, I just want one, I guess it's just text box, yep, and that'll be the rows, and then, oops, actually I wanted, columns, and a text box, and then HP.add, new button, and I'll just call it start.
How are you going to get the events off that step if you don't have the name for?
You're ahead of me here. Yes. Oops, I went with the call that. So the question was, wait a second, you're just creating stuff and you're putting it in the horizontal panel, but you never get it back again, and that's right. I was going to take baby steps with these.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's good. Oops, I didn't call it the right thing. Buttons. There we go. There you go. Rows, columns, start. Man, it doesn't look super awesome. Let's spend a little bit of time making it look a little better. Let's add this. And now, yes. Okay, so now in order to style this guy, let's put him into a variable. Replace this concurrent only with rows. Option Command V, which is refactor. I'll show it to you in the menu. Which is refactor introduce variable or extract variable. Sorry. And then this is columns. And then let's say rows, and then rows dot set visible length. We'll just have it be like 3 characters wide, and then.
So wait, what's that?
Yep.
What does that do on the rows dot set visible length?
I'll show you. So they're really wide right now. Now they're not so wide, right? Gotcha. I kind of want that to be in the center. I wonder if I can. Can I do that? Can I say? There's like some center aligned center. I wonder what that's all about. I'm sorry. What?
So that would actually cause it to center based on the number of pixels in your viewer.
I think, but how do I use it? I guess is my kind of question.
Well, it would only center from left and right. It wouldn't center top to bottom.
Has horizontal alignment. Huh, so like set horizontal alignment. So the default horizontal lines we use for widgets added to this panel. I don't want them all to be aligned center. Well, actually, maybe let's give it a try. Maybe it doesn't look so bad. Set horizontal alignment. And that was on the dock panel. So dock dot set horizontal. And then align center. See if that does anything better. Perhaps not. Nope. Yeah, mysteries of HTML tables. Okay, so I'm not going to go. I don't want to spend the time sort of making it look pretty. I just want to make it look functional so you guys can see it. Yeah.
So normally in web development, or like, at least in the last couple of years,
yep.
People use divs and then style that stuff in CSS to
yeah.
get the alignment right. But so with this, not what you do.
With these particular APIs, so I'm using sort of like the easy to use, the original APIs, which I think are most approachable for you guys. Like when we saw like the cell widgets and things like that, that's like divs, super more efficient, et cetera, et cetera. You're right.
Okay.
There's a lot that we could go into, and I want to sort of give you guys the stuff that you can be up and running quickly with. So here again, I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to like make everything look gorgeous, because now we're about to go, get into more interesting things.
And no one wants to write CSS anyway.
And yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some people that do, but
there's like on the bottom right hand in that app, like in those your little pop-up things. I think you can change stuff right in there, but I don't know.
yeah, actually, yeah, you can.
And like it'll be.
Yeah, I can turn it off and
select
stuff.
black and
Yeah, let's see if we can get something interesting here. Well, like if I go and
Does that save it back to the?
I don't
No.
know.
no, it doesn't. It just doesn't look like. So like here's a cell. I can change the background color to purple,
Okay, so that doesn't.
but it doesn't save it back. Yeah. I can turn it off and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Well, yeah, but you really couldn't do that with GWT. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's okay. Where was I? Oh yeah. Okay. So this is align center. Okay. Stop messing with it, Dave. Okay. So this is kind of cool. What are things looking like right now? Gonna reload again. Okay. Okay. Now let's. I think we've got all the widgetry in place. Okay. So let's commit these guys. added text fields and a button. Okay. So remember the 3 steps: create your widgets, lay them out, attach listeners. Okay, so now I've got the Game of Life UI. As a matter of fact, I want to refactor this a little bit. This is, well, I guess it's not so much code. Okay, well, so now, okay, I want to do something with it. I'm going to say, okay, if I want to, if I say, I should probably have a resize button or something, right? Because I want to say, well, I can just have start, I guess. So I will say, okay, I has 5 rows. So I want 6 rows and 7 columns. I guess when I click start, I want it to expand, and then it'll start doing its thing. But first, let's implement the functionality where clicking start will make it expand. Okay, so in order to do that, I'm going to want the following. Code's getting still kind of big here. Okay, so I want to say when my text box, well, I guess when the start button is clicked. I can't even find the start button. Ugh, this code's hard to read. Where is the start button? There's the start button. Oh, I don't have it in a field, that's why. Or I don't have it in a variable. Start. That was smart of it. Anyway, so now I want to say start, add click handler. New click handler. Okay, so when it clicks, when I click, what do I want to do? I'm not going to write the code in line. I'm going to say update size of grid and, well, actually right now I'm doing is updating the size of the grid. And create it in the Game of Life UI. Okay, and so, oops, what do I need to do here? Okay, I need to get the values from the text fields, parse them as integers, and then set the new size of the grid. Now, from so far, those text boxes were were local variables here in my constructor. I got to make them fields so that this method can see them. So I'll just refactor it and say introduce field. Sorry, I'll use the menu so you guys can see. Refactor, extract field. So it's on my Mac, it's Option Command F. And I'm just going to call it, yep, sure. And it tells me, okay, initialize it in the current method. Yeah, that's fine. I did it from a constructor, so it says it's going to be final. That's cool. I'm going to do the same thing with columns here. Okay, and I'm going to do the following. I'm going to say int row. I don't actually, because no one uses the button. The button's sort of self-contained. But what I will need to do is probably do the grid, but I'll save that until I need to. Where's my Camaro? Sorry. Do not cut off David Lee Roth. Anyway, sorry. Okay, and so here's what I want to do. I want to say int rows equals integer dot parseInt of this dot rows dot get text. Get text. Let's get text versus get value. I wonder. Let's go find out. I saw get text and get value on the text field. Oops, sorry, text area. What the hell's that thing called? Sorry. Text box. Get value versus get text. Huh. Okay, get value, return the parsed value or null. Oh, a get value, I guess, has some type T associated with it. Okay, I'm just going to do get text, I think. Yeah, I think it takes, well, we'll see if it works. Okay, so then, and, okay, so I'll do that. And I'll say columns, this dot columns, and then, oops, kind of out of alignment, there we go. And then I'll let, just for debugging, let's just do a window.alert. Oops, window, Google, there we go, window.alert of rows plus comma columns.
You can write to the console in the debug, or not the debugger, in the development mode if you wanted to, right?
You mean like this console right here?
No,
Yes.
the other thing.
Yeah, let's do both. I think it's log. Nope. No, logger. There we go. Logging. Nope. Google. Nope. Oh, what's it called? Oh, is it window.log? Nope. Drat. It was in the lecture notes, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's I just remember. That's
Yep. I guess I can't. Okay. So now let's go back over here, reload everybody. Now I'm going to put 6, 7, I'm going to click start. Yay! Okay, so all that's good. What I really should do is catch the number format exception if something's bogus. I'm going to skip that right now. You guys know what to do there. I guess I do want to point out, though, integer.parsent, right, this is a standard Java class from Java Lang, but I'm using it in client-side code, and I can do that because of that JRE emulation mode. Okay, now rows and columns. So now I want to say, well, I want to resize the grid now. And so now I want to do the following. Okay, so now I need to yank grid out into a field.
Are you going to do this whole resize client side?
Yeah. You kind of have to. I don't understand your question.
Well, oh, yeah. Okay.
What was that called? Resize. There you go. Resize rows, resize columns. Rows, this dot grid, resize columns. Let's see what that does. So I make it smaller, 3 by 4. I make it bigger, 39 by 27, 28. Right, so I don't think it formatted everything. Let's go look at the DOM. Yep, okay, it's huge, but things aren't printed correctly, or things aren't displayed correctly. So what I need to go and do then is I need to go update the size of the grid, but then I also need to go and make everything the right size. Do you guys understand why? This code up here was only created when the page was loaded, when the object was instantiated. So, right. And what I need to do is I need to just call it there. So I'm going to rip all this out into a method. So I'm going to say refactor extract method. And I'm going to call it redraw grid. I'm going to call it there, and then I'm going to call it here, redraw grid. Okay, and so now when I have like 20 columns by 40 columns, I hit start. Oops. What's going on? Nope. Oh, just took it a while. That was weird. Ooh, it's running really slowly. What's going on? Huh, is that like hurting it? So if I did like 48 columns. Wow, is that really that slow? Interesting.
I mean, the JavaScript is always pretty slow when you're running in development mode.
Yeah, I wonder if it should be this slow. Maybe it is. Maybe yeah, it's the DOM and everything like that. Okay, interesting. Good to know. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay, so now we can resize it. So what did we see here? So let's go back and take a look at our changes before we commit them. Okay, so we went through and we moved a bunch of the widgets that we created in our constructor into fields so that we could reference them in other methods. Otherwise, our constructor would just get completely unwieldy. It's actually pretty unwieldy right now. I would probably be inclined to like maybe extract some methods there. But it fits on one screen, so I'm not terribly worried about it. And then we added a click handler to our start method. Sorry, a start button that will update the size of the grid. Okay, and what basically that does is it goes and gets the number of rows from the rows and columns from the text boxes, and then tells the grid, hey, make yourself bigger, and then we need to redraw the grid so that we can get everything set to be the right height and to be the right color. Okay, so that's good for now, I think. And how are we doing on time? Huh, yeah, that sucks. So another 15 minutes, say. Okay, so let's commit these changes. We'll say resize the grid when the start button is clicked. Okay, so what's next here? Well, we're not really... So I think we're about ready. Well, I think we're about ready to start dealing with the actual like game of life stuff that I developed from last time. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's go find the code. Oh, I think this guy suffered long enough. We'll just quit out of him so I can use the command line again. Let's see here. Is there a git copy? Okay, maybe there's not a git copy, and that's fine. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy the code from Kata Game of Life last time. Source, main, Java, blah, blah, blah. Those three to Kata Game of Life, GWT, source, main, Java, blah, blah, blah. These are going to be on the server side. Well, actually, not all of them are going to be on the server side.
So that was a question that I had earlier.
Yeah.
So like with our project, putting the point in the class.
Yeah.
Which package is it?
Well, I mean, so if code is used on both the client side and the server side, it's got to go in the client package. So like, okay, well, look at these three classes. I've got cell state generation and generation text parser. Generation text parser was the thing that read it from a file, I think. I'm not going to need that functionality. And so that one's going to go on the server. Actually, that one I don't even need. Now I think about it. Let's go take a look at it.
I guess what I thought it should go in the public package.
Public isn't a package though; it just contains text files. So that's not a Java package. But yeah, buffered reader, right? This is the thing that reads it in from a file. I'm not even going to need this functionality in the well, nah, I'm not going to need this functionality. Because I don't think I will. And I obviously can't have it on the client side because it uses classes like buffered reader, which isn't available on the client side. So that one I'm not so worried about. Generation though, generation, I think what I want to do is I want to pass generation back and forth between the client and the server, maybe. Because I mean, it's got the rows and the columns and all the cell states. It's also got a whole bunch of functionality that I wanted to keep server side. And so yeah. So I think this class is a little too smart for its own good. Maybe I can just do that. I can put all of the the logic and stuff in a different class. I should do that. And then cell state, I think, is the yeah, it's just this is a new, which I can use client side. So I'm going to copy both of those guys. I'm going to copy cell state to client. I'm going to copy generation to client. I'm going to update things over here and see if I can find cell state. Yep, cell state and generation. I probably need to put in a different package, right? Move to the package name to this. And then same thing here. So the package name to that. Everybody's happy. Look at all that good stuff. Oops, what doesn't it like there? That's weird. How come it doesn't get a static? Oh, probably because, well, that's not very smart. Oh, what is it complaining about? There we go. Okay, it's happier now. I probably should copy in my unit test, but I'm not going to bother. Okay, so I've just added those two new files. I want to add this one and, oops, I want to add this one and this one to VCS, add those two dudes. Okay, and so now I'm going to, yeah, this is good. I'll commit those two. Added Game of Life classes from last week. Okay, and so now my generation is what I want to send back and forth between my client and my server, right? I'm going to, yeah, this is what I'm going to send back and forth between my client and server. Enough said. So let's figure out the logic of this. So here my Game of Life UI. When I update, I think I need to change some stuff here. So basically what I want to do is I want to, well, when I hit start, so instead of just updating the size of the grid, I really want to tell it, I want the client to tell the server, hey, here is the size of the generation. Show me what the, give me that generation. So okay, so here, so instead of update size of grid, I want to say start the Game of Life. Really is what I want to do, and this will get, so things will be a little different. How should I say? Yeah. Okay, so initially, let's have, okay, so I want all that stuff. And let's just have everybody, let's take out this Qt logic for making everybody alive. Let's just have everybody dead initially. It's really dark, man. Okay. Going on goth on us. Okay, and here I want to say, instead of update size grid, I want to say start Game of Life. And what is start Game of Life going to do? Okay, it's going to do rows and columns, and then it's going to make a remote service call to the client, to the server. And so then what I'm going to want is I'm going to want my Game of Life service. There's going to be a service async. Actually, okay, I know I'm going to want that, but let's just go rename some stuff first. So instead of ping service, I'm going to want, let's rename this guy to Game of Life service. And yes, change the impl. And I think it was smart enough to remove it. Yeah, I should rename it. And cool, and now ping service impl, I want to rename to Game of Life service impl. Game of Life service impl, and I need to change my web XML. Oh, maybe it already did. Game of Life service symbol. Cool. And now how about, yeah, instead of appointment book, we say Game of Life. All lower, now let's be all lower, uppercase about it. Oops. Game of Life. And we also then need to change this guy. Oops. Actually, does ping exist anyplace else? Nope, no more ping. Cool. Oh wait, that was just in the palm. Let's do all of them. Ping. Actually, okay, wait. I'll expand all these. Oh yeah, I got ping all over the place. Yeah. Let's see, can we rename this? Is it smart enough? It is. Game of Life servlet. We'll rerun the search. Oh. Sorry, this should still be appointment book. It should be Game of Life. I think that's right.
What are you doing right
Oh, I am, okay, thank you. What am I doing? I am renaming my service to be called Game of Life instead of Ping. The reason, and so I'm going through, I changed the name of my class, I changed sort of the name of my servlet, just so that it's a little bit more readable. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to call this capital G Game of Life servlet.
So why is it still, I mean,
It-
just says appointment book, that's what it
It's
is?
still, no, it's appointment book because there's something in the palm, I'm pretty sure. Let's see if I can find, what is that? I want this. Huh. So where do I use appointment book? Here you go. I'm making a lot of changes, and this one needs to change too. And I'll change this for the heck of it. I don't think this one makes much of any difference. Wow, those are a lot of changes. I don't have any way of testing them. Maybe that was kind of dumb. Let's see if excuse me. Let's see if everything starts up. Okay, nope, it doesn't like that. Module declares a servlet class, blah, with a mapping of ping. Oh yeah. Okay, so why is it? Where is it getting that ping from? Right there. I probably need to restart it. Okay, so it started okay. Yep, disconnected. Oh, four. Oh yeah, okay, it's not appointment book. Where is it finding that? Really? Oh, because the URL is wrong. It should be Game of Life. Thinking. Yeah. Okay. Better. Okay. I actually haven't called the service, but everything started up okay, and I want to commit these changes because there's lots of them. And there's nothing new there. Okay, so renamed appointment book stuff. Game of Life. See, I'm periodically committing. So like whenever I have something at work, I commit so I can easily roll back so I can look at the changes. Sort of a little idiosyncrasy of mine. Okay, so now back to my code. What do I want to do? I want to say when I Game of Life UI. Is this helping? You're all kind of quiet. Okay, didn't know if it was like stunned silence, enraptured. Just tell me what the final is so I can go home. Okay. Start Game of Life. What am I going to do? I am going to get the rows and columns. I want the Game of Life server. That should be service, not server. Damn it. I can't rename from here. Service equals gwt dot create game of life server dot class. Sorry, I gotta rename that. That's driving me crazy. Service. So you remember what this stuff was all about? The whole async callback and all that good stuff. It's okay to say no. Okay, there you go. Yep. We'll cover it after break. Okay, let's take 20 minutes until 8 o'clock. It's that time. Well, I'll turn this off and then.